that looks like part of a car. I would bet that's a vehicle. It's not anything remotely new. Right there. Right there, there is something in the water. Today I'm back in Sumter, South Carolina, continuing the search for missing person Tommy Lee Brailey, who went missing back in August in 2017 in a silver BMW 325i with South Carolina plates LYB 406.
It's been 1 year since 52-year-old Tommy Brailey was last seen by his family and friends in Sumter. Brailey left Brewer's Bar on East Westmark in the early hours last August and hasn't been heard from since.
I don't know what took place that night. I said only the people who was at Brewers and who was out there with him know what happened to him.
I've done more searching on this case than any other on my channel, partly because I'm only about an hour away from his location. Now, the weird thing about this case is everything reads that he had an accident and he's in the water somewhere. But if you look at the map, there's no crazy big rivers or giant lakes. There's a lot of little ponds, and I've checked, I feel like pretty much every one, but I'm coming back out here to check a few that I was unclear about. I just got out to, starting at the ones closest to his home, and there's a couple, we're like minutes from his house out here. Last time I was out here, it was way higher. I guess there's an old bridge right there, all these logs coming up. I couldn't see any of that before. But check it out right here. There's like a post right there in the water. There's a tire. And there's even alligators out here. There's one swimming right over there. There's a gator. But it's just so suspicious. I mean, cars have gone off bridges before, and when it's pretty shallow, I remember this being like maybe 10 feet. I have with me my homemade custom built remote control sonar boat, so I can put this in water pretty easily and get a wireless scan of what I'm looking at. I also have my FiFISH underwater drone in there. So I'm gonna try to get some underwater shots for you guys, because I've never seen, I mean, it's swampy out here, it's kind of black water. But last time I heard, the water was so much higher last time. But check it out, you can see where the old bridge site was. I could not see any of this before. Wow, it is shallow. So I do remember it being deeper over here, out in this section. And I remember hitting something with my boat. It must have been this old bridge site. This water is low. But that's a good thing for me, because I can clear areas. You never know what the condition's gonna be like when you come to a location. But look, you can see there's a tire there, tire over there. It looks like there's a grill on that side. I'm gonna walk across the bridge and go over there and check out that car part. But this is a case from 2017, you know, so it's been a little while at this point. So we are pretty far out in the country, a good bit. There's not a lot of traffic, but I have been here a couple times, and there's usually people fishing up here. But check out this view. Oh wow, dude, you can see stuff people have dumped in the water. There's a microwave right there. Dude, that looks like part of a car. What is that? The bugs out here are so bad. There is something right there in the water. A super old car. That is definitely older than a BMW that went missing in 2017 though. There's some other metal. There's that microwave right there, or something. I would bet that's a vehicle, just not anything remotely new. But it's just amazing to be able to see. I mean, there's a washer over there, but it's buried. There's two of them. There's a washer and dryer. That just shows you, I mean, something could be buried, but it would be hard for an entire car to be buried, even with this kind of muck. But let's go scan over there one more time. And there's that gator. He's just swimming. Oh, there's two of them. You see, there's two of them right there, 3 or 4 feet. I don't think they're gonna like my boat very much. Now, I almost just walked into this giant spider web. This spot, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Huge spider. He's got a dragonfly in his web. That's crazy. Do not want to do that. Yeah, it looked like a car part down here. This is... I didn't know what the water conditions would be because I don't live like right near here. You know, it does take about an hour to get up this way. But this is perfect conditions. I could never see any of this before. You can literally... This is all the old pier. I guess it was the original bridge. I don't know how old this thing is, but... Yeah, there's a washer and dryer over there. Oh, there's a sign. The thing I noticed over here looked like a car part. Really far over here. A little farther than what I thought. Let's go look. I think it's back this way. Oh, I thought it was a grill to a car. Oh yeah, it's like a General Electric AC unit cover. Not what we're looking for. But you see over on this side, there is an opening for a car, so we'll scan in here again one more time. There's some little alligators. But we know for sure under the bridge section, it's not gonna be possible. I've never walked back this far though. Definitely a dumping site. Water is so clear, you know, for black water. Bunch of turtles out there. Oh, there's a bunch of gar you can't see on camera. There's so many gar out here. There's a gator right there. He's not very big though, but there is like 50 gar all in the water right there. Wow. Got the sonar boat here. Done a little bit of upgrading, but it's always a work in progress. I added the wireless transmitter up top because I noticed that the signal wasn't going as far when it was below the battery. This battery does not, signal does not travel through the battery very well because I had it in the box, but now I got it up top. I got all my sonar in here, so let's start this thing in, scan this section of water again, just double check it. The bugs out here are killer. All right, I got everything set up. I can see it on my screen. I had to put on this face cover because the bugs out here are absolutely horrible, and this helps. And it is really hot today. But I got an image on my screen, so let's take this boat down to the water, scan this area, and hopefully it doesn't get attacked by a gator. Three feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. Yeah, definitely a hole over there. 7 feet is dropped down to. And that's while it's low here. I think before it was like 10 feet. There's something right there to the left. Doesn't scream car, but you know, when it's this shallow, it's gonna look crazy. There's a gator I'm going by over there somewhere. Oh, it's right in front of the boat. I do not think that gator is happy. The other one's sitting like on the other side of the water. I mean, there's a few things out here, just, it looks like trees. There's an object right there to the right. That's pretty much straight. It doesn't really look like a car to me though. It looks more like looks like a log casting the shadow. Yeah, I want to send the underwater drone out there. just probably straight out from this section. Because there's something out there, but I think if it was a car, it'd stand out more so, even in the swampy area. It's 8 feet. And this fish freaking out. There's so many gar out here jumping around. And there's a couple lumps in the water you can see there. Right there. Right there, there's something in the water. I don't think it's a car, but we're gonna send the drone out pretty much straight out that way and see if we can get a visual on this thing. There is something closer to me over here, straight off, casting a shadow. It looks more like over there it's just trees, which is kind of what it looks like from just looking at it. But yeah, it looks like, let's take the boat out and we'll scan. You know, a car is going to be right here in this area. It wouldn't go way over that side. I just don't want to get it tangled up in anything. You know, I didn't notice it before, but right there in the water, there's something else somebody threw in. It might be like a safe. It looks like a white appliance with the door on it. All right, I got my FiFISH underwater drone. We're gonna send out here just to get an actual image of what it looks like down there. I'm just gonna go straight out. This thing is amazing. A great tool for us, FiFISH underwater drone. And it's got lights on it, it's got the camera, so we'll have the recording here going and you guys can see what it looks like at the same time. Alright, so we got the controller right here and I can see the image on my screen. We got like, I don't know, over 200 feet of line. We're gonna send the drone out and really clear this body of water as best we can. Like I said, there's some stuff buried. I mean, I'd say there's like 2 or 3 feet of silt and mud, because I can see stuff in the water, but you can still see it. You know, car is a lot bigger, and that's, I mean, it's not that old of a car really, unless it's completely buried out here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out a little good bit of line since I'm by myself. All right, we're in the water. The thing I don't want is for a gator to attack this thing. Or stir up the water too much. We're just gonna go straight forward. See if there's any car parts. It's gonna be this kind of clear black water. I have lights on this thing which are on. What I don't want to do is, I want to get caught on a tree, and I don't want to get attacked by a gator. I'm mucking up the water pretty good here. Trying my hardest. Alright, that might have been what I was looking at. What is this? What was that? No, it didn't really look like a car. So hard to see. What is it? I think it's just a big do you guys think? It's not a vehicle, and it's a, oh, I think it's a tree. I think it's an old tree. I'm pretty much just going straight out. Oh, there's a gator looking right at me. He is not happy. I hope he does not bite my line. Let's try to scare him away. Yeah, there's a gator. He's just looking right at me. I gotta watch out. I mean, they're not big, but I think they're used to fishermen coming out here and feeding them. So I keep going around, and I notice a few different things, you know, logs. There's a few fishing lures I find. I'm really just looking for anything particular that stands out. I didn't see any gators in the water, but there were a few fish here and there that you'll see around in the footage. Yeah, right there's a bunch of fish right there. And you can see the depth on the screen, you know, kind of where I'm at. And the water definitely is low. I mean, it got down to, what, 6, 7 feet when the water's low right now. So technically you could have a car, but I didn't see anything. I did come over to the edge where I noticed there was some white box that might be a safe. I kind of think it's an appliance, but I'm really not sure based on the washer and dryer that was dumped over by the bridge. But it kind of has the right look of a safe, just really old. So I might have to go back there and pull this thing out. I just was not able to do that then, but I don't think it's going anywhere. But you guys let me know what you think this is. All right, I didn't see anything. Nothing that stood out as a vehicle, just logs and trees. I think I'm gonna go put it over there and just look at this car. This thing that looks like a car part though on the other side, but it definitely looks really old. Should be like right over here. Where that is. It is old. It looks like the frame to a, kind of looks like the frame. What was left of a frame. I'm guessing it's like a chop shop. We find that a lot. People, you know, scrap cars and then they just dump them in pieces. Really have to pull this thing out to. Really tell what it is. Big hunk of metal. Alright, well, let's take out. I want to get the drone tangled up in that, but not their vehicle, so I'd say pretty confidently this spot is cleared unless it is like super buried. Which, if you're seeing other things, you know, out here, like washers and dryers, think think it's kind of safe to say there's no car. All right. All right. Yeah, I think this spot's clear. The bugs are so crazy out here. I'm gonna go to the other closest pond, which is, I had someone fishing over there before. I'm hoping they're not there now. Actually, somebody pulled in behind me to fish here. They may have gone to that spot. So, but I gotta clear it, so I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna have to make a few people mad for a little bit, but I think they'll be okay. See what happens. This other spot is actually one I've searched several times as well. I remember seeing something, it looked more like a concrete block, but once again, having this FiFISH underwater drone, I can actually go down there and see and take a look at the water. It's still a little finicky. It's a little hard to control and not stir up the silt. You gotta keep moving. It's a lot easier when you have two people. Well, let's go over here, and there was one person fishing. It's not a very big spot. All right, we're back over here at the other spot. I guess the person that was fishing here left, which makes it easier for me. But yeah, I scanned this area before too, several times. You know what? I think they redid this whole bridge. This looks all new. There was like 2 pillars in the middle, I believe, before. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, there's a gator over there too. That one looks a little bigger. No, actually about the same size. Well, it'll be easier to scan, but now I'm wondering if it was like the section was drained. There's no telling what it might look like out here. Yeah, I have to look back at the old footage, but I'm pretty sure there was 2 pillars. And I remember seeing something square right there, and I couldn't confirm what it was, but I thought it was an older bridge pillar. But this looks new. Definitely is lower too. Yeah, let's just throw the drone in, scan around here, and just see what it looks like in this area. All right, so I put in over at this other area, which is just right around the corner. Now, these are both locations that are within 5-10 minutes of Tommy's residence. And I've checked here before, but I just, like I said, I never put eyes under the water, and you can really see different things, you know, on sonar versus actually getting down in there. So having this drone is a huge help. And as you can see, I'm going down 4-5 feet. There's a log right there. There was a lot more trees and sticks and debris over in this area. And I was having a really tough time not stirring up the silt, which this drone is a little tricky. I mean, it works good, but it takes practice for sure. So you got to kind of keep moving, and there's a lot more settings on the thing where you can kind of hold it in the depth, but I was struggling a little bit. I'm still figuring out this thing. But you really just don't want to stir up the silt right there, and it's very easy to do. Here's some other big logs in the way. I'm trying my best not to get stuck on any of those. But I do see a few different things in the water here. I almost got stuck on that branch right there. Here, this looks like a giant rock. I think this might be remains of the original bridge, which I think they demolished at some point. And the bridge they have now, I think, is actually like the 3rd bridge, if I'm guessing. Now, this is the item which really caught my eye. It appears to be the side panel of, I would guess, a truck. But this is not a BMW. This is not the car we're looking for. It is very, very old. But I do believe it is part of an old vehicle. I'm guessing an old truck. So I keep kind of scanning around trying to get an image of this thing, which it's very common for people to dump car parts and junk off bridges, so it's not that crazy that it's sitting here, but it's the first thing that I found really in the water that, you know, belongs to a vehicle. But definitely very old. Let me know what you guys think this is. So nearby where that vehicle part was, I noticed it looks like there's something inside of this split log. A white thing. Probably just a piece of trash or metal. But it looked really weird. I almost thought it was a bone at first. But I think it's like a saw blade. I'm not sure exactly, but definitely stood out. And then here's this. This is what I saw the first time a year or so ago on sonar. This square pillar, which has to be remains of the original bridge. And, you know, that confirms what it looks like on the sonar. It looked too square to be a vehicle, but it's nice to put eyes on it. Alright, just got done scanning this. Pretty confident with this area. There was that one, it looked like an old car part, like the side of a truck, almost like the wheel well, but it looked so old too. But I don't know, I feel pretty good about the spot. There's always a chance that something's completely buried, because it does get down to like 8 feet here. I scanned the heck out of this spot, and I didn't see anything besides that one probably old car part, like a side of a truck or something. But we're going to check out the map and see if there's any more spots I can get to quick today, because I don't have a lot of time. But while I'm here in Sumter, I want to search as much as I can, especially with that drone. I can always come back, but that's such a great tool. And let me know what you guys think about the image quality and everything. You know, every waterway you're going to is going to be different. This is more black water, which is good if you have the lights on there, but it's so silty, it gets stirred up like instantly. And you know, other rivers might be a little clearer or more current. But I think it's a great tool. So, I mean, if you guys are interested in one, there, I'll have a link down in the description below, and you can go check out FiFISH. But let's check out the map and see if there's another location we can go to. I made my way back towards Sumter. I checked out one other spot that I wanted to look at before, but it's just way too shallow. But this location right here is formerly Brewer's Bar and Grill. Last time, a year or so ago when I came here, it was still in operation. But now it is out of business and just empty. And it looks like it's for sale. There's a for sale sign over there right now. But I'm gonna go check out another spot behind a gas station over here. It looks like there's a pond. I've never checked before. I don't even know if it's accessible, but it looks like truckers and cars park back over there. So maybe for some reason he decided not to go home and just go to sleep. Because if he left after drinking, I mean, he didn't live too far away, but you don't want to get pulled over, you know, so maybe just pull over somewhere to sleep because it was pretty late. But let's go drive over there and take a look. Alright, I just noticed behind this truck stop over here, there's actually a pond. There's no guardrail or anything. It looks like people might come back here to fish. It also looks really shallow now that I'm looking at it. But I didn't know if he like came back over here. This is right down the road. I need to take a nap or something and checking out the water. It's just right behind all these people. There's all these truckers parking back here. So much garbage. Yeah, it definitely looks really shallow, but let's just walk over there and take a look while we're here. And if this was deep, this would be a perfect spot to hide vehicles. And I guess I'd noticed it, but I never really realized how easy you could get to it. You can just drive back here. Looking at it right now, I'd say it is just a couple feet. I mean, there's literally ground out there. So you can't see anything. somebody walked down here not too long ago. Unless somebody's still out here. Man, there's a shoe in the water right here. Water's definitely low. Yeah, somebody's shoes right there. All the seaweed and growth usually means it's really shallow. And you can tell it was higher up. What is this thing? I guess it's a truck part.